Alright, so this morning I have some time. I'm going to pull this little carburetor apart from the ET8. There's the other video. Ron tore his apart and found a bit of rubber. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pop this C-clip off very carefully, set that aside, take the needle out, and I'm going to try and hold this up real close. I don't know if you can see, there is a ring around the tip of the needle right there from where it seats, and I don't know about that. There shouldn't be a ring showing there. Let's see now. Gently pry that high-speed needle adjustment off of there. Okay, and there is another ring further in. Oh, right, that's the thing I forgot. That pin that holds it in. Anyhow, examine the needle here, or the high-speed adjustment. It's not really a needle, it's just that gap. I don't see a piece of plastic, but you can see there's the hole and then the slots there. That is what passes for high-speed adjustment on these. This design of carburetor in general, not just this engine, isn't particularly good, just because the high-speed adjustment isn't very fine because it's not a needle. So, pull this retainer, and so this screw here retains the throttle body in, or it retains the throttle in the body, but it also is the stop for how far this rotates. So pull it out. There's an O-ring here, and this casting is very roughly machined. You can see it's unmachined on this side, and as we rotate it, it's got a machined patch here. So, and then there's the casting seam on it. And I don't know if you can see this, but use our needle for pointing there. This side, this hole is off center because it was machined, and I'm certain that the hole is probably cast too because this opening is cast. So this is off center. This wall where it was machined is very thin, and there's a big thick part on the other side. So that's interesting. It doesn't really affect much. So the fuel. So this is the big the high-speed adjustment, and there's no O-ring on this post. It's just against that is where it seals in here. So there's the big the high-speed adjustment here restricts the fuel flow from outside through this opening into this space, and it's very hard to see, but, and I don't know if it's, but when I'm looking in here, this hole is actually divided by the casting in here, so that hole in the high speed adjustment isn't centered over this space in the casting. And then if we put the needle in, you'll see that the low speed needle adjustment goes and seats further inside there, so it seats about there in the body. And then there's no crossbar in here, it's just the side where the fuel sprays in. So I think I might actually get my Dremel and open this up a little bit on this side to make sure that there's space for the adjustment here hole to actually be open to this opening here. And I didn't notice anything, but I am getting tiny flicks of rubber when I'm touching this, so there were some bits of rubber loose in here. Yeah, and then the rest of this body you can see as we rotate it gently. Let's see if it's shining. Yeah, it's shining into the camera there, so this shining line is where it was machined. I think it's dull where the casting wasn't touched. So the machining of this barrel, or of this throttle, is very uneven there. And this whole side, nothing got taken off. And then it got lightly machined there to fit inside this body. And this body is also largely cast and only partially machined inside. This side here, there's basically no machining inside. And this is where the fuel enters through there. And then on this side, there's only enough machining inside so that this barrel will fit. So it's, and when you turn it, you can feel the crunchiness of it. So let's see now. Is that, and okay, so that's not machined in there, but then we got the two O-rings, so that oh, interesting. Yeah, there's no, oh, okay, that's what's going on. Trying to figure out how to adjust this. This mark is opposite the hole, so it does line up when it's assembled. Alright. Push that together and push the C-clamp on, and I think we'll just try this out next weekend. We'll finish reassembling it and see if I happen to just knock some something loose in there. Clear it out, because like I said, my fingers are covered in bits of rubber now that were cut off all those O-rings when it was fit together, so hopefully that'll fix some of the issues with it.